More discussions for City Council on buildings that need major revamp inside the border city.
Where are intelligent places to invest that money so that we can get the best return for our dollar for our taxpayers?
Frustrated with delays, Lloydminster Seniors Group pushes for a full paramedic service.
Well, we are being underserved, and so we would like to see the level of service come up.
Plus, the glue that holds the team. Bobcats starring goalie Josh Diaz shows off his skills on Beyond the Boards.
Hey, I'm Eric Bay, and today we are spending it out at the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Center, and we are going to be taking a look at everything coming up here over the next month, including the Winter Spectacular. And with this weather like it, it's definitely going to be winter here very soon. So we're going to have all that and more throughout the show.
Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening, I'm Judy Gabriel. We begin tonight with more on reports from City Council. Well, Council has a number of issues to address heading into budget season, but administration has left them with new challenges that affects all of Lloydminster. Josh Ryan was on Council yesterday and today brings us more on the building report.
Administration's 2019 Buildings Report outlines the current condition of several facilities throughout the community that are quite simply not up to snuff. Whether or not these require a fix or a permanent replacement is yet to be determined. That decision will involve the input of the entire community. The border city features many buildings rich with history that are a part of residents' everyday lives. Now, several are on life support.
I think it's kind of a tough pill to swallow that we have so many that are in kind of rough shape right now.
Along with the Community Services Building, the new report shows that the Civic Center, Cultural and Science Center, Heritage Building, and Fire Hall 1 are rated at end of life, with the PSM Building in Bud Miller Park additionally rated as marginal to poor.
None of them are falling down, but I think the end of life, what is their useful life? And I think that's the challenge we have to deal with.
The most pressing facility on the list is likely the fire hall, given that it cannot be adapted to meet the needs of a full-time fire department.
The building, as it was noted, has been renovated 4 times since the 40s, and today it's just not meeting the needs of today for the fire department.
However, even operational facilities like the Civic Center present a long-term issue.
There'll be some work done, I believe, coming forward in the budget just for small things, but in the long term, the building's not going to last forever, and I think that's what was brought forward from administration.
Small fixes are less expensive in the short term, but could cost residents in the future.
Some of the numbers we look at are, at what point do you determine that investing money back into the product you have on regular maintenance basis is just not worth the investment?
Where are intelligent places to invest that money so that we can get the best return for our dollar for our taxpayers?
Those decisions require further examination.
Combined uses of a new facility for multiple facilities. Are there parts of the buildings that are still good and parts that possibly need to be demolished if they have significant issues with them? And really just finalizing the plan of what to do with the individual parts and pieces of those other buildings.
And that will involve the entire city.
Begin to engage the community to say, if you live in Lloydminster and you're a ratepayer, what do you see as a priority? And sort of step 1, step 2, step 3, and working through all the needs that we have.
What are in these reports? What did they look at? Is it the basement? Is it the roof? Is it the walls? Those kind of things. Because we've got a lot of people in the community that care about this community. So that's the first step.
Residents will have their opportunity to voice concerns and ask questions at the next Your Voice Night, which is scheduled for December 3rd. By that point, both City Administration and City Council will have a clearer picture after the budgetary process.
Thanks, Josh. Concerns over the amount of paramedics and ambulances in the border city has been weighing heavy on the Lloydminster Concerned Citizens for Seniors Care, which has left them with an uneasy feeling over the past couple of years. The Concerned Citizens Society was originally founded on the seniors fighting for more long-term beds. Although that has now improved, they're still waiting to see more ambulance services provided.
We are being underserved, And so we would like to see the level of service come up. We were promised a year or so ago a second paramedic full-time. We still don't have that. We require at least 2 full-time paramedics and additional ones so that we can transfer patients. We have a huge problem here because we are so far away from Saskatoon and Edmonton.
They've also had concerns recently regarding an ICU unit in the hospital, which they say by not having one, they believe puts more stress on improving paramedics and ambulance resources.
It'd be nice maybe someday to be able to graduate to that level. But until then, that just puts more onus on how good the ambulance service needs to be and how inadequate it is to be able to step in because of that service not being here at this time.
Brown also says they want to see an improvement and more clarity on the transferring of medical records. Well, Lloydminster is putting out their old shoe boxes for 2019's Operation Christmas Child. While you can't actually use old shoe boxes, they are providing boxes at most churches and schools in the city to anyone who wants to participate. Last year, Lloydminster donated over 2,800 boxes, and for volunteers, they would love to see that kind of involvement from the community again this year.
We'd like to see the same, if not even more. Our goal is always to give more shoe boxes, mean more kids get the gift of hope.
Since 1993, more than 167 million children have received shoe boxes in over 100 countries. And for everyone that contributes, it's nice to know that you can bring cheer to those with a little less than you.
Giving kids hope when they have no hope it is indescribable, and it's a joy to be able to give somebody something to, like I said, hope for.
Collection Week is from November 18th to the 23rd, and boxes can be dropped off at Southridge Church, Safeway, Dollar Tree, and Spiro's, and of course, Silverwood Toyota. And now we head over to our Eric Bay, who's on location.
Once again, we are back here at the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Center, and today we are taking a look at some of the programs they do have coming up here. And now Sarah Hawkridge joins me, and so you guys right away have the Messy Art and Science coming up. So first off, can you tell us a little bit about what those kids will be doing in that program?
We have Messy Arts and Science Wednesday mornings. It's a 2-hour program, and we offer a lot of fun activities to keep them engaged. They are ages 3 to 5, and so they do like to keep busy, and they do like to do different things while they're here. So we offer something for all ages, all abilities. Right off the bat, we give them something to color. We practice writing their name. We work on alphabets and letter recognition, word recognition, and then we also work on some craft projects, and we take them on scavenger hunts throughout the building.
Very cool for sure. Now, obviously, you mentioned you have the art. There's some of that science involved as well. So what's the importance of getting those kids, especially at that younger age, a little bit hands-on with stuff, and make sure that they're active with both their mind and their hands?
I think it's important to be working different areas of their brains, the left brain, the right brain, but also it gets them ready for the classroom environment. It gets them prepared for sitting still. It gets them prepared for reading and writing, and it also engages them. We're not just coloring. We're not just creating little crafts. We are actually giving them some different things to think about. We're giving them problem solving.
All right, thank you for this, and we're going to have some more from back here at the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Center, but before we do get to that, we're going to head back into the studio.
All right, taking a look at our current temperatures, we are sitting at -8 here in the border city with the sun still peeking out as it is slowly setting and a little less cloud coverage than yesterday. So it definitely was an improvement from yesterday's weather. The 9 kilometers per hour wind coming in from the west-northwest is also significantly lower than it was yesterday, but that wind chill makes it feel like -12. Now taking a look at our satellite radar, it's a little bit better than yesterday, little less snow down in Maidstone, North Battleford and in Macklin, and a little less in Vegreville and out in Edmonton, just a little bit over a couple of hours, but not the full day. Current temperatures right now across the region: -3 in Edmonton, -1 in Edson and Jasper, -2 in Whitecourt, -4 in Athabasca, and -5 out in Cold Lake, Red Deer, and Rocky Mountain House. And then on the Saskatchewan side, -6 in North Battleford and in Saskatoon, -8 in Melfort, -7 in Prince Albert, and -4 out in Meadow Lake. Now overnight across the region, fairly clear skies for the majority of the region. A little bit of cloud coverage in areas like Bonnyville, Meadow Lake, Isle Cross, Pierceland, and Mirrenham. But for the most part, it should be relatively clear with no signs of some snow. It will be quite cold throughout the entire region, ranging between -10 and -15. Now taking a look at Lloydminster, overnight -14 will be the overnight temperature, with the wind picking up just a little bit to 11 kilometers per hour coming in from the southwest. And then tomorrow will speed up to 15 kilometers per hour coming in from the southwest, where our high will be 0 degrees and mostly cloudy skies with a low of -14. And then on Thursday we pick up above 0 temperatures with a high of +3 and a low of -3, with mostly cloudy skies like on Wednesday. And then on Friday we get a little bit of sun peeking through those clouds during the day, with a high of +2 and a low of -3. That's a look at your 3-day forecast. We'll have your 7-day forecast later on in the cast.
Welcome back. The president of the Agricultural Producers Association of Saskatchewan says snow isn't going to stop the harvest. Todd Lewis says he expects farmers to keep working to get all of their crops off. Lewis says as long as it's cold, many producers can continue combining despite the snow because the crop remains reasonably dry. It's only once the snow melts that moisture sets in and becomes a problem. However, he says it will get trickier if there's more snow and any drifting. And now to your agricultural prices for today.
We're a part of less than 5% of Canadian auto body shops and Lloydminster's only locations with certified collision care recognition at City Centre Auto Body.
Well, Saturday's loss for the Bobcats is their 11th in a row. While things are looking a little gloom, parts of the team are actually atop of the leader borders. Our Evan Kenny has more on this week's Beyond the Boards.
Josh Diaz. The Bobcats' starting goalie is leading his team, but he's also leading the league. Diaz sits first in shots against and saves, while also sitting in the top 5 for games played, save percentage, and goals saved above average.
Yeah, Diaz has been a rock for us. JD's he's good. He's been a mentor to our young goalie, the tandem there, and he's really stuck in it.
Even with his numbers through the roof, Diaz's main focus is still winning games.
I don't focus too much on my stats, to be honest with you. Kind of just take it shot by shot, game by game, just work hard in practice. Just trying to be the best goalie I can. So.
His work boots are on, whether it be in games or in practice, and he looks to do good things, and he's been a rock for us back there.
And his teammates, they can notice.
I think he more than made up for it stopping pucks that he definitely shouldn't have stopped. He was amazing both games.
He's a real competitor too, and you don't have to say a lot to him after games because he knows, he understands, and he wants to succeed every day, and that's a huge part of it. So
you can get a chance to watch Diaz and the rest of the Bobcats this Friday night when the team hosts the Drayton Valley Thunder. Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
Beyond the Boards is brought to you by City Centre Auto Body. For over 35 years, City Center Auto Body has been your go-to auto body shop.
And now we head back to Eric Bay on location.
Back here at the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Center, and today we are taking a look at all that is coming up here over the next month or so that you do have to look forward to, and Sarah Hawkridge joins me once again, and so Festival of Trees is upcoming, so tell us a little bit about that.
Festival of Trees on November 28th. It's at Lakeland College this year. It's put on by the Richard Larson Bar Colony Foundation, and the proceeds actually go towards supporting activities and recreation inside the cultural center, such as the Rundle House. So we actually have tickets for sale at the Cultural Center for $65, and that gets you a full meal and drinks, and then you can bid on the trees that are on display.
And now I know we've done a lot of talking about stuff the Bar Colony has done, especially here at the LCSC. So just talk about the importance, especially that these funds raised, are for the Bar Colony.
Going towards restoring the house, we're able to share the rich history of Lloydminster and its pioneers. The Rundle family built the first timber-framed house. We were able to showcase that at Heritage Day and show residents that maybe are newcomers or folks that maybe grew up here to see what it looked like in its prime when it was built.
And now just once again, how can people come out and get tickets, and how long can they get tickets for to come check this out?
Tickets are on sale at the Cultural Center. We are open Tuesday to Saturday. We're also open late Thursday evenings. Tickets are $65, and then the event is actually being held at Lakeland College.
And now then just once again, real quick too, obviously you've done this before, just talk about how great this event is and how cool it is to check out the trees.
It's a really great community event, and it shows support for art and culture and for the museum.
All right, thank you for this, and we are going to have some more from back here. Again, continue to check out everything that is going out here around the LCSC, but before we do get to all that, we are going to head back into the studio.
All right, taking a look at current temperatures, it is still -8 degrees here in Lloydminster, -6 in St. Paul, Bonnyville, and Vermilion, and Wainwright and Provost, -4 in Vegreville, -3 out in Edmonton, -5 in Cold Lake and in Lac La Biche. And on the Saskatchewan side, -7 in Maidstone, St. Walburg, -5 in Pearslin, Meadow Lake, and Green Lake, -6 in Isla Crosse and in Macklin, and out in North Battleford. Now tomorrow our daytime high should be 0 degrees here in Lloydminster, as well as in Maidstone, North Battleford, out in Green Lake and Isla Crosse, 1 in Pearslin, -1 in Meadow Lake, 2 in Macklin, and also 2 out in Provost on the Alberta side, 2 in Wainwright and Vermilion, St. Paul, Bonnyville, and Cold Lake, 6 out in Edmonton, 5 in Vegreville, and 3 in Lac La Biche. Now your school day forecast for tomorrow here in Lloydminster, 8 a.m. it should be -13 degrees with a little bit of cloud coverage, but nothing too drastic. And then by the time recess rolls around, -10 with a lot more sun peeking out with a little bit of cloud coverage. Then -5 by lunchtime with more sun. And then by the time school is out, there is going to be significant more cloud coverage, and it will be -1 degrees. All right, and -14 is the daytime low for tomorrow, +3 on Thursday with a low of -3 with mostly cloudy skies. And then on Friday, a little bit more sun and a little bit more cloud, but a high of +2 and a low of -3. And then on Saturday, there's a 57% chance of some flurries with a high of +1 and a low of -5, and a high of +1 and a low of -2 on Sunday with a 35% chance of some flurries. And then on Monday, it will be a high of -6 and a low of -10, so we get back below 0 for the next couple days starting next week, with a high of -7 and a low of -12 out on Tuesday. That's a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
Now we head back out again to Eric Bay, who's on location.
Back here at the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Center, and today we have been taking a look at some of those upcoming programs here over the next little bit. And obviously with the weather being like it has recently, it's definitely starting to feel like winter. And as Sarah Hawkridge joins me once again, you guys have Winter Spectacular coming up, and again you have added cookie decorating, which will be new this year, so tell us a little bit about that.
Winter Spectacular is again presented by Willow Creek and Collectibles this year. We also have Sobeys presenting the cookie decorating for us, which is new this year. We do have Santa coming for visiting. We have sleigh rides, winter crafts. We're making ornaments to bring home to put on your tree, and all kinds of different fun winter activities for families to enjoy.
And obviously something that's been put on for a while now, but what's, I guess, the importance of getting people out and, I guess, enjoying that Christmas spirit even a little bit before Christmas time?
It's just nice to take a break from the everyday and just come out with your family, bring your friends, and just enjoy time together. Spend it at the museum. A lot of people say the museum is one of their favorite spots. So just come out and hang out with us and spend time creating crafts and visiting Santa and go for a sleigh ride and make some cookies.
And now obviously a little bit of time yet if people are still trying to plan their weekends out to check this out, but if people do want to come out, how can they do so and when is it?
So it's Saturday, November the 30th, and it's 10 to 2, and it is admission by donation.
All right, and now where do the admission by donations, where do those donations kind of go towards?
They just go towards our ongoing programs.
All right, and now for you, specifically, excuse me, what would you say, obviously you've done this before, so what would you say is your favorite part or what people should come out and check out?
Oh, my favorite part for sure is the way the kids' eyes light up when they see Santa, for sure.
All right, thank you for this, and we are going to have some more from back here. Again, continuing with what is coming up here at the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Centre, everything you can check out over the next little bit. But before that, we're going to head back into the studio.
Of course, it's that time again for question of the day, and we put it out there for you, and a lot of you weighed in. And the question, Abby, was what do you think about surveillance cameras in public places and security cameras? Are they an invasion of privacy? That was the question that we put out there. We had a lot of people weigh in, right?
Yeah, we had several people chime in, and for the most part, a lot of them did say, or almost all of them did say, that it is in public, so it's not an invasion of privacy. But just a couple of comments that I was like, yeah, that does definitely make sense, is doesn't bother me at all, but I'm not in the habit of doing anything illegal. If you're in public, then there is no privacy without, like, it doesn't breach any privacy with that one. If you don't break the law, you will be okay.
And that makes total sense.
Yes, it's very true. A lot of the reasons why there are cameras out in public is for security reasons for stores. So if they get broken into, or if someone gets, jumped or what have you, there's footage to prove that and to also help catch the culprits.
Awesome, which is a great thing, and I think it's important. I have surveillance cameras for myself and everything outside of my apartment and outside my house back in Calgary, but at the same time, I think having that in a society like China, for example, I think that that's how this question spun out of control, and we started asking the questions about having surveillances in public places. China has over 200 million surveillance cameras in the country, and that's one per 7 people. Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. And in the sense, like, they have a lot of face recognition stuff and everything. I think surveillance cameras in public are great, but I think they can get out of hand. And if the government decides to do something with it, you know what I mean? Like, then then our privacies are kind of tampered with. But I really think it does help in terms of security and safety and criminal activity that we can watch, and also can help you out when you're, looking for evidence in terms of what has happened to you in throughout whatever, in case of crimes, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely beneficial in that sense. But with the China, it's with everything going on, it definitely is not surprising the amount of cameras that they do have.
Yeah, and I would be scared about face recognition and all that kind of stuff. I think China has a whole different ball game in terms of that, right?
Yes, definitely.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, our weekly contest, of course, we always have that, and Pet of the Week, we always have that. A lot of you have sent in some of your pictures and with their names on it. Of course, for PetPad has a lot of different things that we have. This is brought to you by PetPad's pictures of your pets.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the PetPad.
Rebecca from the SPCA, and she's brought in Jackie. Now, this special cat was rescued by our news director, Stacy Comer, and she's super fluffy, super cute, but she has been kind of going through a lot with being outside for so long, and then double surgery as well.
Yes, yeah, she was out on the streets there, so she was previously spayed, but we couldn't really see a spay incision, so we opened her up just to make sure, and she was spayed already. So yeah, poor girl had to go through 2 surgeries, but she's taking it like a champ. She's a little bit nervous right now, but yeah, she's about 5 years old, and so she's a little bit lazy anyway, so it works anyway for her resting time, but she doesn't want to be here very much right now.
Yeah, just super, a little bit nervous, a little bit timid.
Yeah.
But when she gets in her element and kind of gets a little bit more comfortable, how is her personality like?
Yeah, she opens up a little bit more. Like, she's still a little bit quiet. Like, I don't think we've seen her full personality yet. So I think when she gets to her home, where she would be probably better suited for a little bit of a quieter home, like if there's kids, a little bit older maybe, just, a home that knows to give her a little bit of space. But I really think that she'll end up being a lap kitty, a kitty that just wants to hang out in the window.
And have you noticed her interactions between other cats or even the barking from the dogs?
I think it kind of is molding in with her being a little bit nervous, so she kind of hears it, but she doesn't really react too much to it. Taking her out of her kennel today, she really didn't seem to react too much to the cats that were around her. So again, they weren't really reacting towards her. So again, you never really know once that's one that doesn't really like her very much. But yeah, so far she has been really good.
And how are you doing number-wise with cats and dogs?
Yeah, not too bad. Our dog numbers are pretty good. We had a couple go to Lakeland, and I think a few are going to get adopted there as well. So only a couple are going to come back. And then we're actually calling off for our waiting list for dogs too, because it was getting a little bit crazy there for a bit that we actually had to start adding dogs on. So we're going to have a few dogs joining us within the next couple weeks here, I imagine. And then our cat numbers, it's continuing to grow since our fall feline frenzy. We're calling off the waiting list on that one as well too. So, I mean, again, with that, we do appreciate everybody's patience with that. We are trying to get through it as fast as we can.
And if someone wants to help, but they don't want to foster or anything, but they still want to contribute, how can they go about doing that?
Yeah, everything's on our website, so they can look on our website for all that information. Like, we have a volunteer orientation coming up, and then the foster one is just nice and quick in the shelter. We just go through all the rules and stuff with you and everything, so that one's quite quick as well. And then, but yeah, because we have a few kittens that need to go out to foster right now still, but yeah, it's a nice, quick and easy way to help us out as well, and just to help those kittens grow.
And how did your cat brewery go this time around?
Yeah, it was good. We had a few people coming in. It was a little bit quieter. We were blaming it on the election. But yeah, it was a little bit quieter, but it was good. It was still a lot of fun. The cats had a great time. So that was fun. Yeah.
And really quickly before we wrap up, is there any other events coming up that people should be aware of?
We don't have too much going on. We are in the process of planning our jail and bail, so we're still looking for some participants for that. So if that's something that you are interested in doing, definitely give us a call.
All right. Well, thank you for bringing in this beautiful cat, Jackie, and hopefully someday soon she can find her forever home.
Yes, indeed.
Pet Project is brought to you by Quick Pick Waste Disposal, Lloydminster's #1 waste and recycling hauler. Quick Pick is waste collection you can depend on.
I'm Justin with Boom 101.9 and 93.7 Hot FM, and here's what's happening. The 2019 Father-Daughter Gala is happening Thursday, November 28th at the Vermilion Regional Center this year. 5:30 registration, 6 o'clock dinner with a dance to follow. Early bird draws coming up this week, November 1st. The event is sponsored by Websford and Norseford. And happening this Saturday, join Catholic Social Services while they put on a spaghetti supper in support of Sign of Hope. Like I said, that's happening this Saturday over at the Blessed Sacrament Church Hall here in Wainwright. Doors are going to be at 5:30. Dinner will be served at 6. You can grab your tickets at the door, $8 for adults or $5 for youth 6 to 17. Kids 5 and younger, eat for free. And the Red Cross Lifeguard course is happening November 8th to the 12th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Cost is $285, and registration can be made at the Communiplex Pool office. Payment is due at time of registration. For more information on prerequisites or any other questions, make sure you call the Communiplex at 780-842-5508. Once again, that is Red Cross Lifeguard Training happening November 8th to 12th here in Wainwright. And just announced, tickets for this are available now. Alan Doyle is going to be in Lloydminster on March 1st. Make sure you grab your tickets for that one. I suspect it's going to sell out pretty quick. I'm Justin with Boom 101.9 and 93.7 Hot FM, and that's what's happening.
I'm excited today to be joined by Jeff Straker. Jeff is performing at the Vic Juba Theatre in Lloydminster tonight. Jeff, welcome to the show, and we're so excited to have you here in Lloydminster. Tell me a little bit about what you've been doing lately.
Well, we've been really busy on the road with 18 performances of this show across Saskatchewan through the month of October and into early November. And we've wound our way to Lloydminster, which is pretty exciting. And it's been great. Audiences have been incredible, and we've been to all the world capitals, like places like Bengoff and Leader and Melville, and then some bigger centers too. So, and some, like I said, the audiences have been great. So we're really looking forward to this one.
And I'm guessing we're going to hear your latest single?
You got it right. I released my new song, One Foot on Main Street, 3 weeks ago now, and it's a song inspired by my growing up in a small town in Saskatchewan and how we carry those roots with us. And this tour is the first time I'm getting to perform it live for audiences, and it's been really well received. So I can't wait to see what Lloydminster people say.
Now, did you write the song on your own, Jeff, and all the arrangements and everything?
I did, and the song, it really came from reminiscences I had, very personal experiences about growing up in a small town. So it wasn't a co-write at all. It was just something where the words kind of almost came to me fully formed in a way. It was one of those kind of little song gifts, if you will. So yeah, it was sort of my creation, this one.
Now, tell me about the performance with the other two acts that you're going to be performing with as well. Do you guys do everything together at one point, or are you all separate, or how does that work?
The show is pretty special because I've got two amazing guests. I've got Jack Semple, who's a well-known blues vocalist, guitarist, and Annette Campagne, who's a folk singer-songwriter, sings in English, sings in French, well-known in the Francophone community and the Anglo community. And we do our own songs individually in the show, but we also come together and do some songs together with three-part harmony. And those are being so well received in the show. There isn't a night when people haven't gone to the merch table and asked for the CD of the three of us singing together. Of course, that doesn't exist because it's just the live part of the show. But yeah, the individual songs and the group numbers have been working really well.
So how do you choose where you tour, or do people just choose you? They come to you and say, we'd like to have you here, and then you decide if it's a good fit, or how does that work?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, we were asked by the Organization of Saskatchewan Arts Councils to put together this show. I got asked by them, and they said, find a couple guests because we want to make a special show to celebrate 50 years of the Organization of Saskatchewan Arts Councils doing this in the province, promoting music to rural communities. So these 18 communities were going to sort of specifically requested us to come there, these communities and theaters. Well, that's why we're going to them. Now, as the tour is going along, we've actually now got invites to a few other new communities, so we'll see if we can make that happen too.
What's the best thing for you about touring, Jeff, and going to places? I mean, I know a lot of people know you from Telemiracle. They know you from your music as well. But what is the best thing in being in some of these smaller venues with an intimate audience?
Oh, God, there's so many things. I mean, this is like in no particular order. The first thing I'll say is like the hospitality, whether it be the people who are hosting us and like the amazing welcome we get and the snacks and lunches they provide and just the down-home hospitality. But the audiences themselves are so appreciative. And it's not like they don't get live shows in their communities. All these communities get a lot of live music, but there's something about the way they receive it and give the energy back to the stage. It's really special, and it's led to some really memorable nights for all the musicians on stage.
Well, Jeffrey, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you tonight
at the Vic Juba Theatre. We wish you well on your tour, and I'm guessing that if anybody wants to pick up the CD, as you spoke about earlier, that it will be at the merch table tonight.
You got it. Thanks so much for the plug. I appreciate it. And thanks for the chat.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.